Hello everyone, and welcome to my guide on how to read an opponent in PvP. Now this is a little bit more of an advanced combat guide, so there are some basics that you definitely want to go over if you're a newer player and checking out this video. Check in the description below for more beginner focused PvP learning videos from me. They'll teach you things like the basics of animation, canceling, and all the different moves you can and can't make and how they counter each other. But even if you're a beginner player, this is an awesome guide to get you in the habit of looking for the right things and watching your opponents during the course of combat in this game. If you guys like this style of guide content, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. And as always, if you're new to the channel, I have lots of PvP commentaries as well as build videos for you to check out on top of it. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look at this guide. Alright, so let's begin. So to start, you're going to obviously enter the fight. And the first thing that you're going to do when you enter a fight is size up your opponent. So the three big indicators we're looking for are our opponent's hit point value, their actual combat level, and their rank in PvP. The hit points to start off are an excellent guide of how much damage our opponent can take before they're going to die. This is going to give me some vital information as to not only how fast I can kill my opponent, but likely how much damage they will deal, as a lower HP opponent typically deals more damage as well. Your opponent's actual combat level is also an excellent indicator of their appropriate power. Now, I'm in the max CP campaign, so a 300 CP opponent like this, I can gauge as something that I should be able to deal a lot more damage to and take a lot more damage from than they can do to me, simply because of that level imbalance. And then finally, the rank is going to give me an indicator of my opponent's PvP experience. Typically, the higher rank your opponent is, the more experience they have in PvP, and the harder they will be to kill, and the more damage they will do to you. The rank is also a great indicator as to your opponent's bulk. Typically, a higher ranked player is going to be running a build that is better suited for PvP, so they'll be harder to kill just in general. Now, after sizing up my opponent, I do a couple peeks behind me to make sure that there is no tail as I engage with this guy. Now, in the first few moments of engaging with my opponent, I already gather a lot more information. The first piece of information I get is my opponent's class. I see that they're a sorcerer. And the second piece of information I get is my opponent's weapon layout. This information is very important because it allows me to size up my opponent's moveset. It lets me know if they're stamina or magicka, and it lets me know what moves to expect from them in the fight to come. Now, with the data I've ascertained so far, I don't think this opponent will hurt me a lot, and I don't think that I'm going to have to try hard to kill him, and as you can see, that is the case. Now, I do see more yellow coming up this way, as I did also notice them attacking me while I was sitting out that rune cage stun. Now, when we look back over the beginning of this engagement here, you notice that I see my opponents are both at a distance coming at me with ranged attacks, so I know that my roll dodge is the best course of action to be safe. Now, after rolling their initial attacks, I decide to split through the group. This is a fantastic rule of thumb when you have a lot of opponents charging you, is to run directly through them. I know it might sound counterintuitive, but if you look at my positioning after splitting through them, I have a lot of players that are not facing me, and I'm now behind them. And that puts me in a position where I'm not going to take as much damage from these opponents as I would if I turned and ran and stayed in their field of view. Now, in this case, the plan worked perfectly. We lost almost everyone's attention by misting out of their back around the rocks, and the other EP player did the same thing running through them, and he's now behind the enemy group and safe as well. So as I come around the rocks, I notice that the Templar and the Sorkir both are going to engage with me, and I go for a preemptive dodge roll, just expecting the stun from the opposing players. As a general rule of thumb, you can expect players to lead with stuns in this game. They won't always lead with a stun, but most players do, especially when you're outnumbered, and especially if you just kited them out and they want to slow you down, so they have extra incentive to lead with that stun. Now, it's also important to note that I land the offensive weaves as well. We get the power of the light and the poison injection, both with the light attack weaves. Very important that we get these, because any amount of damage we can do to kind of pick out a target here is very important. If someone takes a lot of damage from our weaker attacks, we know that we can hit them with a strong burst and take them down. Now I go for a kite back around the tree, purge off the negative effects, and then peek my head back out with the partial charged heavy into another poison injection, doing a preemptive roll at the end of that, and that's just in case I take additional damage from this opposing group here. Now, I didn't end up getting attacked by the group. However, this Nightblade did roll with me, trying to preemptively roll my attack that wasn't for him, and then lands the stun at the end of my roll. Now, when we take the stun from this Nightblade, we make sure to break it into the dodge roll right away. Notice how he leads with the poison injection, and there's the surprise attack we wanted to make sure to dodge. Also, we're going to set him off balance by making this move as well. Now, as the Nightblade chases me around the corner after stunning me, I quickly purge the negative effects and hold the bow heavy. And I try to land the first bow heavy, but I actually let it go too soon, so follow it up with a partial charged greatsword heavy coming around the corner. We managed to hit the Nightblade with a really powerful, unexpected stun, and I followed up with another partial charged heavy into the Greatsword ultimate, and the Nightblade is very, very fast. He actually dodges the bash on the end of my combo. Now, this interaction with the Nightblade gives me an excellent indication as to his speed and skill level, and I decide that I am not going to try to commit to the kill here, as I'm not confident that I will be able to bring this Nightblade down in such a sticky situation. Now, note that I see the Sork coming in with the Fire Staff knockback. I notice he has his frags up as well. I go for the double roll and I hold block after coming out with the jump there to maintain my movement speed. This is a very important defensive move to make, I think, because we are keeping our defenses up. Notice how we even block attacks in between our rolls. Just making sure to keep that defense up so we cannot get stunned with our stamina bar exposed like this. And of course, these players are doing nothing but trying to stun me, so I respond with the Mist form, predicting more incoming stuns, and go for a kite around the back of the tree here. I go for a fully charged bow heavy as I come around the tree to get some resource back. I don't think I land the heavy on the Sork, but I do go for the Power of the Light to start the combo, but the Nightblade comes out of stealth with a super nasty stun. Yet again, I predict that the Nightblade's going to follow his combo out of the stun with his surprise attack, so we do a great job rolling that, and we roll behind him. The roll behind him is very important here as it delays the amount of time between his next attack. And then we go for a little bit of a zigzag jump down the hill to build more distance and dot him up as we cut through him following that jump. Now, this kind of strafe maneuver is something I love to do against more experienced players because they are oftentimes much more aggressive, and they tend to fall for these kinds of fakes a lot more often than a newer player does. And there you see the enemy Nightblade overreacts to my strafe, and now we're able to lose him and re-engage with the enemy Sork and Templar. Albeit we're still fairly low resource, so we have to use our Mist form to soak up those incoming stuns yet again. But we're just going to be patient how we pick this engagement. So we start by dotting up the enemy Templar here, and we see the Nightblade open with the poison injection on the right. I go for the partial charged heavy into the dodge roll, dodging the incoming Nightblade's ambush. We've seen him use the same combo multiple times, so we know it's coming, and we manage to seal the deal on that Templar there to get the kill. Now, we do a terrible read off the Sork's Fire Staff knockback, knowing he's been feeding us them the entire fight. We should have blocked that incoming attack after the kill there. We get hit by bad luck as well, as our precog ultimate does not work, and it takes the ultimate away. So we do exactly what we did at the beginning of the fight. We split through the opposing players to make them turn around, and then we kite back behind the rocks on the side here. I tried to make a jump through the gap in the tree in the rock, however, I'm not able to get through, so I just kite back around the side of the tree, take a frag from the enemy Sork there. However, we're okay. We don't have to worry too much. He goes for another Fire Staff knockback. I hold block at the beginning of his attack, but I let go just before the staff knockback comes in. I do a bad prediction on his attack there, but we respond great with the dodge roll into the purge, into the heal roll as well. Really good response on our part yet again to stay alive after that call, and then we get that partial charged heavy into the javelin on the Nightblade. Seeing the Fire Staff knockback again, we preemptively roll. We block the next one, rolling yet again. Great defensive reads. The Nightblade's coming out of stealth, so we make sure to get another roll as we go up the side there, dodging the next knockback. And here we're going to start dotting up the Nightblade. And look at how he plays too. He's blocking our incoming attacks. He's doing the same thing we're doing. He's learning our attacks and reading them. And there we take a super nasty stun, and we're forced into the Mist form yet again. Now here we break our mist form a little bit early and purge cancel roll out of it. A great call because these guys are going to be waiting for the end of my mist form. A lot of people are going to wait at the end of that 4-second and then drop the combo, and just canceling it early like that gives us the drop on them. We can purge and then dodge the combo. And now I found myself yet again on the side with this Sork. I dot him up and then take another super nasty stun from the Nightblade. Knowing he's coming in with the ultimate, we go for the roll. The enemy meteor comes down. We respond with mist form and break it right away with a purge. And the reason I break the mist right away is so that I can re-engage quickly with this Sork afterwards. There we see I get the great stun off on the Sork into the Executioner, the second Executioner dodge roll to dodge the Nightblade's attack and the Fire Staff knockback from the Sorcerer, and we stay in mist form here just to kite out the next stun from the Nightblade as another EP player shows up, and this fight continues on. So that is the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this kind of analytical breakdown of the fight, just going over the little things that are going on and what's going on in my head when I'm actively engaging with opponents. I hope that you guys learned a little bit about how to read an opponent, and I hope that you guys had a bit of fun. If you did, hit that like button. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. I play live on Twitch if you guys want to come chat with me, or if you just want to come watch some gameplay, you can check that out in the link in the description below. We feature community content, top 5 PvP battles, as well as your own builds. So if you guys want to send in anything to be featured on the channel, you can send it to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. And finally, we are sponsored by What the Fast. They're a VPN for gamers, and they give me better ping to ESO, and they are free to try for the first 14 days. So if you guys want to check them out via the referral link below. Thank you guys again for tuning in. If you like this kind of content and want to see more, let me know in the comments section, and I will see you guys next time.